Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video I'm going to take a look at Jade Shaman, or maybe a Jade Elemental Shaman if you will. So Jade Shaman used to be a pretty good deck back in Mysteries of Gadgetzan, and even during Journey to Un'Goro there were these Spirit Echo based Jade Shaman builds that were pretty good. But with Knights of the Frozen Throne it has been a hard and long road trying to make Jade Shaman work, but I eventually did find something that I had a really good win rate with, and here's what I was able to come up with. So it's a Jade Shaman build. It obviously runs the small Jade package that most Shaman decks run, so there's Jade Claws, there's Jade Lightning, and there's Aya. But what makes this a Jade Shaman is that it's also running Jade Spirit, which is also an elemental nowadays, so that's an important distinction. And it's running Jade Chieftain. So regularly you would see something like Bone Mare in this slot, but because this deck is already packing so many Jades, then Jade Chieftain is a good option. Other than that, because Jade Spirit is an elemental, it's possible to weave in some elemental synergies over here. So the early game does not consist of pirates, so you're not vulnerable to Golakka Crawler. You have Firefly instead. Firefly is great with something like Flame Dunk Totem to give you that early board control. And then there's some defensive elementals, because this is a bit of a slower build, so you have Hot Spring Guardian and there's Star Creeper. So these minions help keep your tokens alive in the early game and help keep you alive against aggro. And thanks to having a bunch of elementals in the deck, it's possible to include Kalimos Primal Lord, which is a really versatile and flexible card, so you can deal AoE damage, you can deal direct face damage, you can heal yourself with Kalimos. All of this is possible because you're able to weave in a little bit of these elemental synergies. So how to make a slow Shaman deck work? I think one of the things that's pretty important in making a slow Shaman deck work in Knights of the Frozen Throne. Some people have been working with Nasot builds, but the generally more reliable way is to go in with Evolve. So the deck is running 2 copies of Evolve, and it's running the Shaman Death Knight hero, Thrall Deathseer. And this deck doesn't have Bloodlust in it, so it's a bit of a slower build. But you get these minions, they're starting to get pretty big. Jade getting pretty big. Then once you go Thrall, you can take value trades, and then you can heal up your minions by evolving them. And you also have a bunch of understated minions that are really good evolve targets, like Jade Spirit is great for evolve, Jade Chieftain is great for evolve, Thing from Below is great for evolve. So a whole lot of that going on. And a slower build needs a little bit of removal as well, more than the more aggressive builds. So in this version, I went for double Devolve. Devolve is so good in this meta, because Devolve is able to deal with buffs, it's able to deal with synergies, it's able to deal with taunts, and so many things Devolve can do. But this deck is also packing double Hex, and Hex is really a secret weapon. Say there's a Paladin with some secrets out, and you hex their big minion and then you kill it, and then they get that one from Redemption and Getaway Kodo and all sorts of stuff like that. Hex is really strong. It's also strong against stuff like Arcane Giants, so something that you really don't want to be devolving. You don't really get much of a benefit from devolving them. But when you hex them, well, that's a different story. And the one thing that really made this deck work was the inclusion of Lightning Storm. That's a really important point. This deck is not running Maelstrom Portal. Maelstrom Portal with this deck, it doesn't have a ton of token generation. Maelstrom Portal is not good enough to wipe those boards. But between Devolve and Lightning Storm, this deck is actually able to take a lot of games from Aggro Druid and from Murloc Paladin, because it has a bit more effective board clearing tools to deal with them, and it's of course able to build a board of its own as well to contest the board of the opponent. So when you play this deck, you typically mulligan for Firefly, you mulligan for Jade Claws. If you already have Firefly Jade Claws, you might be able to keep something like Flame Dunk Totem. That will make Firefly a lot better trader in the early game. And then if you're against something very aggressive, you consider keeping stuff like Devolve, keeping stuff like Lightning Storm, say against an Aggro Druid. You could keep Hex against some decks that are able to play some really big minions. Say you're facing a priest and it could be a big priest. And big priest high rolls with barns, but you can Hex that minion, so you don't give them anything good in their resurrect pool. You can gain some tempo from that. Then you try to work through that early game, survive the possible pressure from the opponents, and in the mid game your Jades are getting bigger and bigger, and then you start evolving stuff when you have a number of pretty high mana cost stuff on the board. Evolving Jade Spirit, I mean, if you get a Jade Spirit and a 3/3 Jade, you can evolve that couple into a 5-drop and a 4-drop, or trial them into a 6-drop and a 5-drop. So some powerful stuff you can do with evolves. That's really the thing that keeps this deck ticking. It has a fairly solid, fairly predictable maybe game plan with these growing Jade Golems, having these strong mid-range minions. But then what turns the tide in favor of this is that ability to evolve them. So if you're ever in a position where you can take a bunch of value trades with your board, your whole board is damaged, you can evolve them. Or you take individual value trades when you're a Thrall and you evolve that minion that's deeply damaged right now. That sort of stuff is really what gives this deck some of that surprise element that you need to win. As well as Kalimos. Kalimos has been really great. It often catches opponents by surprise. So that's another element that's giving this a little bit of an edge in a metagame where just being predictable, just being able to play minion after minion, even if they're growing minions, is really not enough. And that's what the traditional Jade Shaman that plays Spirit Echo has fallen victim to. You just don't have the tempo you need, you just don't have the surprises you need. The Spirit Echo gives you those minions back, but you cannot play them back out fast enough. Whereas with this deck you're able to do things a little bit faster, and you can still play Shaman without playing Bloodlust when you're playing this deck, so that's something I really enjoy. Alright, with all that said, let's go take a look at some gameplay with this deck, and remember, if you enjoyed this video then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. Let's go take a look at that gameplay. In particular it loses to Jade Druid. I've been able to make it okay against Aggro Druid, but I can't make it win Jade Druid. Akshay, how fares the Druid matchup? Well, it's okay against Aggro Druid, but it just cannot beat Jade Druid. Lightning Storm and Evolve, these two cards here, great cards against Aggro Druid. So I have enough tools to beat Aggro Druid. And Aggro Druid should be more popular than Jade Druid, because it's a lot better deck. It has better matchups. Okay, so rolling Taunt or Healing saves this minion from another hero power. Potentially. Yup, same. With your Shaman deck, that is. Yeah, stuff like Crypt Lord just doesn't cut it against Devolves that well. Okay, so this is not a Jade Druid. Alright, alright. So I'm going to Jade Claws. I could Jade Claws Devolve next turn. Let's try to roll a Healing Totem to get this one up. I'm actually going to go for this play. Let's make some 2-drops. 2-drops are a little bit more annoying for him to deal with than 1-drops. I think this is fine. And then I have the possibility to play Devolve Jade Claws next turn, or Jade Lightning next turn. I guess it's going to be Devolve Jade Claws. Okay, he wants to kill the Knife Juggler, I guess. Okay. Alright, So if I devolve this board, this one becomes a 4-drop. Everything else is fine. That 4-drop, I guess it's also fine. Because with Jade Lightning it just doesn't cut it. And I have 2 devolves in hand, so I can use 1 devolve here. Let's go with the devolve play. Gets a 3/3 out of that. So I trade here. I don't want to leave him minions to buff. So we'll trade here. Do I want to keep the mana rate alive? No, the geode is better. The geode will take the value trade. Mana rate will hit there. I will Jade close there. Alright. Next turn I will have 4 mana, which is enough to Jade Lightning or Hero Power Devolve. I should be fine here. I'm just going to Jade Lightning that and tank 8 damage. I'll just Jade Lightning there and tank 8 damage, it's fine. I still have the board. Both Bittertide Hydras are gone. I still have a Devolve, I still have a Lightning Storm. I cut the Maelstrom Portals and put in Lightning Storms to improve Murloc matchup and this matchup. Okay, do you have a buff for those guys? No buffs. Is this a Lightning Storm turn? Or Devolve? I guess this is a Devolve turn. I get rid of the threat of Crypt Lord. I can Lightning Storm the Living Mana board. Yeah, I'll simply Devolve these minions. He did get a decent minion out of that one. I trade here. I trade there. I play Jade Spirit. If he goes for Living Mana, I can always Lightning Storm that. He could have a Mark of Yasharas for the Golakakor, which should let him draw cards. That's something I'm not a huge fan of, but I guess I need to take the value trade now. Hero Power. Well, that one already heals this to 2, but I think I still want to commit the Hot Spring Guardian. Ensure that it's up at 3. Okay, I have a double Lightning Storm available. I have Thrall. Savage Roar only enables him to kill 2 minions. Well, I do need to top deck some minions now. Dark Reaper's a minion. How many minions do I want before I play Thrall? Because right now if I play Dark Reaper and into Thrall, then I only have that. I will have a 5-drop and a 3-drop. I wonder what he's holding in his hand. I don't have to play Thrall yet, I can try to build more of a board here. Let's try to build more of a board before Thrall. Because I really want more minions. He still has double Living Mana in the deck. He was holding on to the buff. Okay, but that buff does let him draw another card. And the card is... I don't know what the card is. Oh, that's Flametongue Totem. That's such a good card right now. Does mean that I will have to sacrifice 2 minions, but it will still be fine. It will still be fine. I can afford to sacrifice these 2 minions here. And I think this is a turn when I play Thrall. No, it's not. It's not the turn to play Thrall because I have a Lightning Wrath of Air Totem, so even if he gets Living Mana and a buff, I can still wipe them out. Doesn't get living mana at a buff. Let's kill the Direwolf Alpha here. I think I can afford to play this game like this now. Yeah. I probably will try with this. Let's see if the Lightning Storm can deliver.
The light dims, but we fight.
That is rather annoying. I believe I will need to coin the Jade Claws to remove that Divine Shield and have a 1/1 that challenges that, even though that means that next turn I cannot do anything. Because I will have 1 mana and I don't have a 1-drop. On the bright side, after 2 turns, this is... well, he has the advantage, but the boards are clear. If I choose to kill the Hydrologist. I think I must still choose not to kill the Hydrologist here. I don't think he has weapon removal. And I need to get back into this game through some kind of use of AoE or something like that. So still didn't use either of those secrets. Next turn he could play a Blessing of Kings. Lightning Storm is going to overload me by 2, which is a little bit annoying. Next turn he could also play Gentle Megasaur. So I believe this is a turn where I will just Lightning Storm down the board, so that he won't have any targets for Gentle Megasaur or any targets for a Blessing of Kings. I cannot play the Mana Tide Totem next turn, which is annoying. But that's a really weak turn from him, so that's at least something to be happy about. He's going to kill the Stoneclaw Totem. I don't doubt that at all. Now he has a target for his buffs. More secrets. I think I'm going to play the Firefly, Flame Elemental and Mana Tide here. So is there Repentance? Nope. He cannot remove everything. And he will want to kill the Mana Tide at least. He also probably wants to use a buff on this one. And then I have a Hex for that. Or maybe a Devolve if he plays minions instead. That was interesting move. Interesting and not particularly strong. He probably has a getaway Kodo for the Tarim. So do I want to Hex the Tarim? I guess I do. I will still have Devolve. Let's Hex the Tarim. Have fun with your frog. He got a new frog. Wow. Just roll Totem. Good evening. Okay, so I nullified both of his secrets. That was sweet. But he still has Bone Mare. That sucks a little bit. If I can roll a Spell Power Totem, then I could Jade Lightning the Bone Mare. That would cost 6 mana, so then I cannot kill the frog. If I cannot Jade Lightning the Bone Mare, I can also just go for an Evolve play. Jade Spirit, Hero Power Evolve. So I can Hero Power first. 1 in 3 to get the Spell Power. I couldn't find the spell power. In that case I will evolve. And we'll see where this one goes from here. Now there's the problem that with the frog cannot be devolved. So if he plays buffs on the frog, I cannot easily remove those buffs. But he sacrificed the frog. You never sacrificed the frog. Too bad I need 2 hits on the Wicker Flame. Hit. I can Jade Lightning the Bone Mare. Because Bone Mare is a disaster to devolve. Can't play Troll. I could play a Mana Tide. I guess I want to play a Mana Tide. Or I can just Hero Power. Well, Mana Tide gives him a target that he really needs to remove. So I guess it's fine. Let's Jade Lightning the Bone Mare. So that's out of considerations for devolves. But I think I want to develop the Mana Tide Totem here. Let's grab 1 card. He's not going to let the Mana Tide Totem live, but that's another target that he has to spend attention on. There's Finja. So I have the option to devolve the Finja. Now with the Lightning Storm I could also simply devolve the follow-up when there's some Murlocs coming. I have just that 1 devolve in hand, so I'm a little bit scared of using it. He's going to have Tyrion in that deck. We're going in with the devolve. And then we follow that up with the Lightning Storm, right? Try to high roll this one. Couldn't high roll that one. But still able to win. Hope it's an Aggro Druid. Because like you see, even when Jade Druid draws really poorly, then haha, I'm also drawing really poorly. And then I still don't win. But there's of course the distinct possibility that Jade Druid draws poorly and I draw well. So maybe that will happen one day. This is an Aggro Druid, alright. So he has to have 2 of these in hand, right? Or maybe he doesn't. Too early to commit the devolve. Need just go with Jade Claws. Remove a minion. See where we go from there. He needs to buff this, play a taunt, hero power down this one to protect it, something like that. I'll hero power, on 4 I'll Jade Lightning. Then we see how it goes. He already spent the coin, so he cannot play Vicious Fledgling or something like that unless he has a winner bait. This is still all cool. I'll hero power. I think I want to kill the direwolf here. Because it's a beast, he could play a Mark of Yashuraj on that. Get some buffs going, I don't like that. Now he could play the fledgling and then I would be able to Jade Lightning that. He's going wide. That's a little bit annoying. I don't quite have the tools to deal with that properly. I need to Jade Lightning the biggest minion here. But that's not a very satisfactory outcome. Now I'm all out of useful cards. And that's 7 damage coming in. I would need to find something that I can play though. Almost all the buffs have been committed. I have to devolve these. If he buffs them again, I can't devolve them again. But I have nothing else to do. I need to devolve and tow them up. Now these cannot be devolved. But he already spent the Mark of the Lotus, he already spent most of the stuff he has. I still have Hex. I just need to top deck some minions. I can Hex the Bidatite Hydra, I can play a Dark Reaper. Alright, this is looking now a little bit better. This is now looking a little bit better. I would need to find some AoE probably, because he could go for a living mana soon. There's the living mana. Ooh, there's a Lightning Storm. Do I want to play Devolve into Lightning Storm? That will prevent him from doing anything for a long time. I could use that Devolve when he has played already double Mark of the Lotus and Power of the Wild. Lightning Storm overloads me for 2, so I will not be able to play Jade Chief the next turn. I guess I will commit the Devolve. And the Lightning Storm. Let's put him down to 3 mana. That should buy me some time at the very least. Maybe I should have kept Troll. That might be a win condition against Priest. Because now if I find Troll very late, it will be difficult for me to get enough value to defeat a Priest deck. Depends also on the type of Priest though. For those big priests that are all about resurrecting the minions, summoning random minions, I really want to devolve and hex stuff. I want them to have miserable minions in that pool for them to discover. And the random minions to also be only really bad minions. That's what I like. So I can answer no Char Cleric if it doesn't come with a powered shield. Thanks to Jade Claws. But we'll see. What kind of priest is this? Well, I want to play the Jade Claws now. Because I want to have 4 mana on 4, so that I have the opportunity to play Jade Lightning if I need to. I don't have the coin, so I can't play it on 3 anyway, so I can overload that 1 mana crystal on this turn. Maybe just Hero Power next turn, for example. No, he's chilling, taking it easy. Could still be a big priest or anything. That's annoying. If I had that in hand last turn, I would not have played the Jade Claws. Because I would have wanted to get this down ASAP. Then it can only be answered with a Shadow Word Pain. Whereas next turn it can be answered with a Shadow Word Horror. Which a lot of priest decks are running in right now. Together with the Pint-Sized Potion, but still. I'm expecting a Shadow Word Horror here, to be honest. But I think I'll still commit the Mana Tide. That will almost force the Shadow Word Horror. Or at least the Shadow Word Pain. I think the Shadow Word Horror is coming right now. There it is. And that I still pulled me a card. I'm fine with that. Let's go with the thing from below now. See what his next answer is. I have Devolve, I have Hex. These are nice cards against a big priest. But I don't know what kind of priest this is yet. I do lack some burst. Okay, it's a big priest probably. What can he find? An obsidian statue. So he wants to resurrect this obsidian statue over and over again. And I don't like that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to hex this obsidian statue. There are some downsides to it. But overall I think it is correct. I also want to get rid of this Barnes. So now he has a frog and barns in his resurrect pool. And I want his resurrect pool to suck. I really want his resurrect pool to be bad. That's like one of the most important things for me right now. 2/2 can still be taken with a Potion of Madness. Do I want to Jade Claws again to get a 3/3 out there? Yeah, I think I do. I think I can Jade Claws again here. Get that 3/3 out there as well. Get these Jades growing a little. He already committed the Dragonfire Potion. Shadowword Horror and Dragonfire Potion have both been committed. Neither of them is available from Shadow Visions. There's going to be so many of those obsidian statues. I can devolve the next one. But if he gets a good 8 drop, then that's also going to be sweet for him. Yeah, it's a big priest, it's not a Kazakus build because he has 2 copies of Shadow Vision, so he could have another Dragonfire Potion in the deck. Alright, he could even have another Shadowword Horror in the deck. This might get ugly still. There is still some potential for this thing to get ugly. Do I want to commit a Flame Tongue Totem? Then I can push 7, I could push 11, 13 to face. 13 to face puts him down to 14. I have 10 from hand. I'd still need to have something to survive. He could have another Shadowword Horror. But he can also have a pint-sized potion. How many things can I play around? Fine, I'll commit the Flame Tongue Totem. Let's commit the Flame Tongue Totem and hit him in the face. Put him down to 14. But I think he has another Dragonfire Potion there. Probably does. But in case he doesn't have an answer here, then I can just kill him next turn. Now he's going to go for the Dragonfire Potion. If he didn't have one already... He had one already. That's also not from Shadow Visions, by the way, so all Dragonfire Potions have been spent now. And that's at least kind of a good thing. I probably need to commit all of this right now. He wants to play the statue. And I want to devolve into double Jade Lightning. Didn't want to commit the statue. I'm one off. Double Jade Lightning is 10. I have 13 damage. Well, that does suck. Being just one off. I think I still want to hit him in the face with these. I think both of them. But I'm one off. So let's see, he might have an answer to this. One Shadowword Death has been spent. That was from Shadow Visions though, he still might have more Shadowword Deaths. I've spent both Flame Tongue Totems. If he has any means of healing. Taunt is not good enough because I can always devolve. I guess this indicates that he has a Shadowword Death in hand. He can't use the statue and Shadowword Death at the same time though. So if he goes for the statue, he's dead. Does he have the read that I can deal with the statue? Okay, that's good for him too. That's really good for him too. Okay. Oh, but Aya is pretty sweet. Too early to deal with Cairn. Dragonfire Potions are gone. What if he has the Pint-sized Potion Cabal Shadow Priest to steal Aya? I want to push 5 to the face with this fellow. do I want to kill Cairn? No, I don't think I have any reason to kill Cairn here. There should be no more Dragonfire potions, because I think they were played before he got anything from Shadow Visions. Pint-sized potion, Cabal Shadow Priest, steals Aya, but he's dead. Silence on the Aya is good. There's the statue, okay, and now if he can't roll a taunt from the Devolve, then he's dead. Let's go with the roll. No taunts. You die. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.